Question number 7, Matt Doocey.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Education and asks, what recent announcements has she made regarding education-related better public service targets?
The Honourable Heke Parata.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, yesterday I announced as part of the Government's Better Public Service initiative that the Government is on track in lifting participation and achievement. The update shows that 83.3% of 18-year-olds achieved NCEA Level 2 in 2015. That's a total of 51,299 young people and represents an outstanding lift of 9% since the target was introduced in 2012. The early childhood education participation rate has hit a record high. In the year to March 2016, 96.6% of children starting school had participated in ECE. This is great news because it means more of our earliest learners are getting the best possible start to their education. Since then, some regions such as Canterbury, Otago, Tasman and Nelson have reached over 98%. Seeing these improvements are the result of many people's efforts, the children and young people themselves, their families and whānau, teachers and tutors. We want to acknowledge and celebrate them all.
Question.
Supplementary question, Matt Doocey.
How does increased achievement and participation for our young people increase economic benefit?
The Honourable Heke Parata.
Mr Speaker, we're focused on increasing success across all parts of our education system. We know how critical skills and qualifications are for New Zealanders to do well so that they can go on to contribute to society and to a thriving economy. While we are seeing promising results in all of our targets, the increase in the proportion of 18-year-olds with NCEA Level 2 is a standout. A Level 2 qualification gives young people opportunities to further their education and employment, as it is often a minimum requirement for jobs. The beauty of NCEA is that it allows every young person to choose a course of study that works for them, and these results mean that more young people are getting the skills they need to be successful in their chosen pathway. Additionally, the work on vocational pathways, trades academies and youth guarantee partnerships give more choices to young people about where and what they can learn. Those who have struggled in traditional schooling are now getting engaged in education and achieving NCEA Level 2.
Supplementary question, Catherine Delahunty.
Minister, does the Minister believe any participation in early childhood education, as described in the Better Public Service target, is a substitute for guaranteed quality in early childhood education?
The Honourable Heke Parata.
Mr Speaker, we don't think the two are mutually exclusive. However, in order to enjoy quality, they need to be attending, so we have been focusing on lifting that. And I can say to the member that 98% of ECEs at any time who are subject to quality checks by the Ministry of Education and the regular reviews by the Education Review Office tell us that they are delivering quality.
Supplementary question, Catherine Delahunty.
Minister, establish a target for achieving safe child-to-adult ratios and a goal of 100% qualified teachers in early childhood education to ensure quality.
The Honourable Heke Parata.
Mr Speaker, to repeat a large part of my supplementary answer, at any one time, 98% of services are meeting or exceeding the licensing standards that set the criteria for quality on curriculum, health and safety, premises and facilities, governance, management and administration, and moreover, we have the highest number of qualified ECE teachers than ever before.
Piece is supplementary.
Supplementary question.
Will
Catherine
the Minister
Delahunty.
stop the effective funding freeze in early childhood, which only funds roll growth and has seen no increase in per-child funding since 2010?
The Honourable Heke Parata.
Mr Speaker, this government has more than doubled the spending in early learning to $1.79 billion, from less than $0.9 billion when we came into government. This year's budget has also provided an extra $396.9 million over the next 4 years, which accounts for 54 million extra hours of ECE for children. ECE is 33.5% more affordable than it was in 2007, and on average, for every dollar parents pay for early learning, the government contributes roughly $4.80.
Question number